Okay, there we go. Now I'm back. Sorry. I unplugged my computer to work on this while my kids were falling asleep. And sometimes when I do that, it messes up everything. It did the same to my camera, but I caught that one. Sorry. Um, anyway, I was just saying I changed the way that I run these migrations, and I'm thinking about changing the way that I delete stuff. Um, yeah, so it would be the tricky thing here is I wonder what order these tables show up in. Because if you try to delete something, you might get an error due to primary keys and whatnot. I'm not sure what to do about that. So kind of thinking we're just going to keep this. That works just fine. It's simpler. And this blew up. Yeah, I added a second test in here, just duplicated the previous one, just to demonstrate, hey, this actually does work across multiple tests. Probably should have like multiple test files so that we can say, hey, this is why we put it in a different thing. So I'll think about that too. But yeah, that appeared to not work, which is unexpected. Here, let's oh, good grief, right here. So I can distinguish between the two of them. Unique constraint. Cities. Are we not deleting cities? Yeah, that's what's going on. See, that's precisely the problem that I was hoping to solve. There we go. Huh. Okay. Well. Yeah, let's go to ChatGPT actually. I had a conversation about this. How would I ensure that oh man, this is why you don't branch off into new topics, because now I've got to back it up. Going back to the deleting all data from all but excluded tables. How do I ensure they are deleted in the proper order to avoid foreign key issues? Okay. Yikes. I mean, awesome, but I wouldn't mind using a library for this, but I don't want to have to tell people, now write this code, when this is sufficient. And you just have to remember, oh yeah, we need to update our setup because we added a new table. I think that's okay. If, yeah. Let's just try this for fun. In here. Here, we also are going to need that's interesting. We get some kablooey, looks like. Everything is busted. No such column mchild. Okay. I'm mostly curious. I don't think I'm going to go with this. Huh, that worked. Neat. Well, how bad is it really? And this will just delete everything in the debate. I think I do want to do this actually. Maybe have a function delete or drop all data exclusions. Table exclusions. Yep, there we go. Okay. How could I write this if I wanted to make it a generic function that could take an array of excluded tables? Yeah, okay, so we can do better than this. And I need to sneeze. There we go. Okay, and excluded tables. How do I make TypeScript happy about this with as little work as possible? Okay, we'll go with that. Okay, let's I think we're going to move this to a separate file. I think we are going to go with this. And we're going to parse these results with Zod. Okay. Interesting, yeah. So it adds its dependents first. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Beautiful. All right, so then this is going to be yeah, I guess we'll just leave it right here. And our excluded will be Prisma migrations. I will just delete all data. Tabify that stuff. Whoops. Really? Oh, man. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're gonna go with this. So come back here. Let's go to set up test env in this finished one and replace all of those everywhere. Yep, I think this is a good idea, even though it feels kind of weird. Just remembered. Why isn't delete star from star a thing? Yeah, that wouldn't work for us because if we delete the Prisma migrations, then we're in trouble. So yeah, we're good. This is fine. It would be cool if there was something like a safe drop operation we could make. I do feel like this delete all data is kind of complicated. It would be nice to be somewhere else. Let's put it in utils. Yep, that is better. And then we can add some JS doc here. This is useful to keep individual tests isolated from each other. Yeah, run this between tests to ensure a clean slate. Well, Copilot had it better, that the database is in a clean state. To what's the word I'm looking for? Note, it's better than deleting the database and recreating it because it doesn't require you to rerun migrations. Yep. Isn't there like a... Yeah, pretty sure. You know what? I think part of me thinks we should just build that into the utility. Yeah, heck with that. Going back, well, yeah. Okay, and then also want to note this function ensures that tables are deleted in the correct order to avoid foreign key constraint errors. Then we can stick that somewhere and get, yeah, people don't have to bother with using it or writing it themselves. I can just say, your coworker wrote this, and then, advanced workshop will write this ourselves. Yeah, Copilot's amazing. So helpful. Okay, so let's grab that util and bring it to, oh, I'm in the wrong spot. I was in here. We need the util in Rocket Rental. Watch this. This setup envars is very important to be at the top because it sets up some environment variables that will later be used by other imports. If I go organize imports, it sticks setup envars at the bottom. So people who are like, oh, I just want to organize it by, the way that, alphabetically or something. Don't do that. Of course, I do normally organize, and most of the time it doesn't matter, but sometimes the order does matter. I almost want to make a tip out of that. Yeah, I'm going to make a tip out of that. So here's what we're going to do. Profile. There we go. I should be on my live stream profile anyway. So what does setup env vars do? It does this. Okay, there we go. So if I do that and we get rid of that, then I can talk about doing that first. What happens here? I think it will pass, even though it's actually interacting with my actual database. Some things do not pass. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I think I can demonstrate the problem. Let's do the City of Combo box. It looks like that one. Man, I hate that. The watch mode, if I hit enter, it reruns all the tests. But actually, I do need to run all of the tests to demonstrate that, like, hey, it's busted because they're all talking to the same database at the same time and expecting specific data. Okay, here we go. We're going to record a tip. Where is centered? I need you to be quiet for a little bit. Okay. Let's get rid of a couple things here. Yeah, okay. Here we go. Starting a tip at 0, 28, or 29. During my tests, I'm actually creating a brand new database for all of the tests that are running because my tests are running in parallel and I want to keep the tests isolated from each other to avoid them stepping on each other's toes and blowing up. Unfortunately, blowing up is exactly what they're doing right now because they actually are using the same database. I want to explore why they are referencing the same database. So the way that this works is I create a string for the database file where I want the database to show up. We're using vtest and it has this unique ID for each test worker that they've got running. And so I'm using that as part of the database file name to make sure that it's unique. And then I create the database path and database URL based on that. And then in my setup file here, I set the process env to be that database path and database URL, which I use when I'm instantiating my database connections. But for some reason, that doesn't allow me to isolate my tests. And the reason is kind of interesting. You'll notice that we've got this import for our database server right here. And so this is where we're creating our client connections for both Better SQLite as well as Prisma. So what I'm going to do is we are using the database path for our Better SQLite. Prisma will use the database URL. So let's go ahead and do a log of the database path and the database URL and see what that ends up logging. So right here we get, Prisma DB and the data DB file there. So this is definitely not setting to the environment variables that I configure in here and then set right here. And the reason is because our import order, because this gets imported before we set the environment variables, we're going to end up running that code right here before we even have a chance to set our environment variables here. So that's what's causing the problem. And so the solution to this is to create a separate file. Here I have setup env vars that does that setup process. And then we do that import above where we're importing anything else. So we're going to make it be the first thing, setup env vars. And then we don't need to do it right here. I can get rid of this unused import. And if we look at our test now, with a rerun of that, we'll see our logs are showing the correct path to each of these. And our tests are running in complete isolation from one another because we're properly setting up the environment variables before we import anything else that's used. And this is actually really important for you to know because most of the time, I'm just running organize imports. The problem is organize imports is going to stick that import below my database import. And so again, the module will be evaluated before I have a chance to set up the environment variables. Normally, import order doesn't really matter in most like product app level code that you're writing. But sometimes, especially in setup code like this, you do need to care about the import order. And so that's how you manage setting up environment variables and other setup stuff before other code that depends on it is executed. Another thing that I often will do is instead of doing these sort of side effect things at the module level, I'll often actually stick that inside of an init function, which we're actually doing in our env server right here, where we have this init function that's going to just make sure that all these variables are set up. And also we have this get env. So sometimes I'll try to avoid doing any sort of side effects or anything like that at the module level for this reason. But other times you can't really do that in a reasonable way. And so for that reason, being able to determine what pieces of code run when is really useful. And you do that by specifying the import order. Hope that helps. See ya. Okay, that was pretty good. I feel like that's useful information. And finished at 33, 0033, 10-ish. So we've got a tip there. Awesome. Okie dokie. I think we're in a pretty good spot here. So now I just need to make sure I get everything over There you go. Now y'all can see that a lot better, I expect. Yeah, so did I get this utils and all these other ones? I doubt that I did. Yeah, utils. And utils. Utils, okay. And then in our setup test environment thing here, we're going to come over here, find and replace that. Oh, that's interesting. Util. Yeah, definitely want that to be utils. I think that makes more sense. Where is that? Okay, now I feel like we're missing one. Setup test and yes, this one's fine. Yeah, I guess we got them all. Yeah, there they are. Okay, great. And this one is going to be different because we haven't gotten to this step yet. So, let's see here now. And people watching might be thinking, hey, Kent, why don't you just use an in-memory database and then you don't have to worry about creating files and deleting them and stuff. Well, you missed a previous live stream where I ran into this. Prisma doesn't support connecting to an in-memory database, which is sad. It's not entirely bad to create an actual file, but yeah, it sure would be nice to just do an in-memory database, but oh well. Okay, so let's see in our combo box test, 0501 combo box test, there you are. Yeah, here's what we'll do. We'll just drop city. And that should work. I think I actually do need to have 2 tests for the combo box for this really to the point to be driven home. So let's come back to Rocket Rental and go to combo box, city combo box. Allows you to search for cities in the database. I do have 2 things that I'm doing in here. And I'm using state to kind of test them both. Because I do want to be able to handle changes though. Like changes in the exclude. But let's see here. Is there anything that I'm missing in the combo box stuff that I could have as a second test? All right, where is my coverage report outputted to? Not test results, that's, yeah, there you are. All right, components, we've got our search combo box, geo combo box. Where is the city? Oh, right, those would be in routes, resources, no. There you are, city combo box. Yep, we are covered there. It's pretty simple. So And search combo box. Wow, 117 times that was rendered. That is a lot of times. Okay, so there's that. Can't exclude multiple. Not very useful test, but definitely a use case I'm not actually covering. Honestly, you could turn this into a arrayify function, but yeah, whatever. Display name. Oh, interesting. I'm pretty sure we don't have a case where the display name will not be present in this case. So we are covering everything with this one test. I'm going to have to figure out something else. We'll think about it. I've got break time, so see you in a bit. So I don't want to do anything in Rocket Rental that's like, I'm doing this so I can teach it. The object of Epic Web is, here's a real world web app. I'm going to teach you everything you need to know to build this. And if you don't need it to build this, then I'm not going to teach it. Like it's just like, yeah, it's just a really easy way to make sure that I'm teaching what I should. So I do want to handle changing these values, not just render it with these props and now render it with these props. I want things to be updatable. So splitting it up into multiple tests doesn't seem like a good idea. And then writing a whole nother one of these just to cover that, just like, what a pain. No, I'm not going to do that. In fact, I don't even know if that code path is a thing. Where's that additional search params? Oh yeah. That's overly abstracted, honestly. Nobody's using that feature. Yeah, so there's no way to cover this code path because it's not in use. In fact, I think this is a problem. This will not, this is a bug. Pretty sure that object entries on additional search params. Oh, hold on. No. Yeah, I define that. So no, this could happen. It just does not. I could remove that and not make anybody upset. Everything works. Should I do that? Pretty sure that isn't going to affect anything. Man, I really wish that we had a faster TSC. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. We're going to make that change. Hold on a second. I gotta be right back. Yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, I think we're good. We got 100 there, got 100 there, and almost 100 here. Display name. There's always a display name. And in the combo box case, the city combo box, yeah, there will always be a display name. What about the brand combo box? No, the starport combo box. That's the other geo one. Interesting. So if we go to our geo search, geo item. Oh, it could be null. I see. Trying to think of how I could reproduce that in a test, or at all. I'm not sure. When could it be null? That's used for the when you select an item. Well, okay, we're not going to get 100% coverage. That's fine. The unfortunate piece of all this is that there's nothing left to test. Why is this? What is this complaining about? 75% of functions? Pretty sure that's wrong. Yeah, so there's no use cases to test, and there's not a good reason to split this up into multiple tests. I suppose we could we could do a test when there are no results. That'd be fine. How would we do that? So, I mean, see, like for me, if I really cared, I would just add one more thing here to say user event type and there are no options left. See, that's how I would do that. That's interesting. What happened to my coverage report? Is it because I'm only doing one test? That would be too bad. Coverage. Okay, that was weird. Yeah, we're still not covering this. No, that's fine. I mean, that's not a bad thing to add. Why are we doing that? Oops. I don't really think we need to do that. Oh yeah. I've got this in here. I thought that I'd done that. Oh, we already do test no match. So don't need that. Sorry. Find a single result. Find and select a single result. Yeah, search for a city that doesn't exist. Search by with geolocation data. This is going to be our option. Yeah, it's cool that we can do messages in vtest. I'm really happy about that. Okay. Well, yeah, this doesn't really help too much. Why is that not all formatted pretty and stuff? Whatever. I mean, I like the test better, so that's a plus. But yeah, I wanted to see if there was a good reason to add a second test into here, but there's not. There's no good reason to do that. Which makes me think maybe we should do a different thing altogether. Yeah, this one is actually pretty complicated, but it is also, we've already got an end-to-end test for this, so it's like, should I even bother? Okay, no, what we're gonna do is we'll just be fine with what we've got here. This is fine. Here, let me grab the test piece of this, because I'm pretty sure that's all the same. Oh, right, because we had to do a dynamic import for this to work. Really should put this handle change down here. I guess we could assert the handle change is called. We probably should. Yeah, okay, let's do that over here. Yeah, okay. Oh, right, okay. I was like, wait, it wasn't called with 2 arguments. No, it wasn't. It was called with 1. This is what I thought it was going to be called with. Okay, great. You know what? I think I want it to select London instead, so that I can be like, Salt Lake and London, different places. I'm also starting to think maybe we should generate this. I think we should. Yeah, we probably should. Oh, man. Heck, why don't we make 10? This part is a lot harder. No, backing it up. I have a good reason to go with hard-coded cities. And if somebody asks, then I can answer. Just makes this way easier when it has a deterministic value here. That said, I do want to say that we're closer to Salt Lake. So minus 111 and 40. And that way we can select the second option. And have this be, and what's our ID for London? Here's what we need to do though. Okay, so then we can say to have accessible name. Oh, that's fine. I did forget to change my profile back, but I'm actually doing that for your benefit. Especially people, I know some people watch on mobile, so I actually normally mean to do it this big, but thanks, Wonmin. Okay. Okay, we're gonna need to fix that and that. That will break for sure. The VS Code plugin didn't work for that for some reason. Okay, that is better. It's gonna blow up because our distance is wrong. Yeah, we're not generating types or data for this because then we'd have to calculate the distance. It'd be a huge, huge pain. We'd have to write tests for our tests. There it is. Where's my asymmetric v-test? Where's my asymmetric assertions? I don't like that. That's annoying. You know what? We should do fixed. Yeah, we don't need to be that specific. So coming to our city combo box, our distance here. All right. ChatGPT, I have the following SQL statement. How do I change it to make the distance result round to the nearest 2 decimal places? Does that work in SQLite? Okay. Is that modified? Or is that the exact same? Yeah, I didn't think it was modified. That's interesting. It rounds 9 up, and that gets us to 5 there. Okay. Let's see what happens if I do 3. What does that do? Interesting. Well, I really only care about 2, but wait a second. Okay, yeah, good. So if I do 3, yeah, then it should be 495. That's kind of interesting. Remove round. Why do I need to remove round? Does coalesce? What does coalesce do? I forgot. What's the 0 in the coalesce call do? Oh, that's the default, yeah. I don't think it's rounding up to nearest whole. It doesn't appear to be doing that. Pretty sure that this is what I want. So what's happening is that the actual value is this. And so if I say I want to round to here, then it says, oh, okay, so we'll round this based on that value. That value is a 5. And so it rounds it up to a 10, which gets this up to a 5, which is fine. That's fine. And actually, we in our UI say toFixed, so that 0 will actually appear in the UI. That's very interesting. This is a 4.9. I wonder what that actually would be if we rounded it to 3. Kind of curious. Or let's round it to 4 and see what happens. Oh, well, now I'm not going to be able to see it. Here's what we'll do. Yeah, so this is the one that rounds up. And then I need to make these tests or these assertions pass so that it will continue. So yeah, 4926, and that's why it's 49. Yep, there it is. Okay, it's doing exactly what it should be. Yeah, that's fun. All right, moving on. Come back here and comment this back in. That's exactly what I want it to be. Okay, well, still have not made any progress on what I actually wanted to do, but we did make the test a lot better, so that's always a good thing. I always forget what this hotkey is. What? Nah. I want a space there. Okay, it is break time. And I'm going to take an extended break. It's lunchtime. So, thanks everybody. Okay, that's it. Okay. Improve tests a bit. Yeah, gonna take a break. See you after lunch.